So here we go, folks. Tower Bridge. This is one of the biggest and most well-known landmarks in London. We're going to walk across it. So as you can see, the bridge itself is constructed of wrought iron, and you can see the wrought iron chains. I guess they're not chains. Are they chains? Would you call them a chain? They appear to be riveted, so that would make them not a chain, that would make them a beam. But anyway, supports for the main tower are wrought iron, built up in layers, as you can see here. And the main bridge is exactly the same. But what we're going to have a look at is what the bridge is actually clad in, because that's most interesting to me as the geologist. So you can see here, this stone in particular has got some beautiful flow marks through it. And what you're looking at here is a little slice of Cornwall in the centre of London. This is Cornish granite. And the reason all of the crystals, the feldspar crystals, are aligned in that sort of diagonal pattern there is because when that rock was formed, it was still semi-molten, and it did flow slightly, and that aligned all of the crystals in that direction. This particular granite here comes from the Cheese Ring quarry on Bodmin Moor. If you saw my video in the snow from January, we walked up onto Bodmin Moor at Minions, and we could see the Cheese Ring and the Cheese Ring quarry in the distance. You see here, look, there's a bit more flow, and you can also see all of the crystals beautifully there, the little black tourmaline crystals, the shiny platy micas, the dark glassy quartz crystals, and the white largest crystals, the milky coloured feldspars. And you can see some of these stones look as if they've been replaced. They look fairly clean, fairly new. Others look much older. As well as the granite, of course, much of the bridge is actually clad in Portland stone. And you can see the difference between the two here. Look at how much easier it is to cut the Portland stone to these intricate shapes to make the mouldings for the windows. Whereas the granite is only semi-dressed here. You can see it's still quite rough, stands proud of the building surface. And the type of stone is actually really important to the use. So granite is a fantastic impermeable rock. It's really weather resistant, it's frost resistant, it's water resistant, it's salt resistant, and as a result it will last for a very long time. Whereas the Portland stone is semi-permeable and it will suffer damage with frost. You can see here, look, where the water drips off of the moulding at the top. The Portland stone has had to be replaced both sides of the window, and that is almost certainly as a result of water damage. So the two different stones, but this one allows you to carve really intricate patterns. In fact, you can even see down here, look, where there was once some kind of shell, I suspect, and that's formed an imperfection in the Portland stone. If I get in really close, you might be able to see the ooids. So Portland stone is a ooidal limestone. Occurs on the Isle of Portland in Dorset, and what ooids are effectively they're like little grains. They might be dead fish, dead bones, fecal matter, anything like that that falls to the floor of the ocean in a coral-rich area, and they roll around on the floor of the ocean, and they form like a snowball, like when you roll a little snowball around and it picks up more snow. It's exactly what happens here, and you get something that might be microscopic to start with, falls to the floor of the ocean, and it rolls around in the silt to form these little balls. And it's those balls that give the Portland stone its characteristics. It's a freestone or dimension stone, and what that means is you can carve it in any direction. It doesn't have any dominant discontinuity running through it, and that makes it perfect for building intricate structures like, for example, the top of this window, because you can cut it in any direction and it's absolutely magnificent. Look at this. You couldn't build something like that out of Cornish granite, but the Cornish granite does a job too. And do you remember I said that the stonework here was just a cladding on the outside? Well, look, if you have a look through the window here, you can see the wrought iron structure supporting the tower inside. There we go. So just to finish up, we're gonna just come over here and have a quick look at the bascules. Obviously Tower Bridge is bascule bridge, one of the most amazing and well-known bascule bridges in the world. And you can see the two bascules there. And you can see the two walkways above, both of which seem to have glass floors now, which you can just about make out there. How about that as a view? So we are in the middle of Tower Bridge now. I've got one leg on each bascule, as you can just about see from my very wet shoes, and you might just about to be able to make out the River Thames through the crack in the middle there. If you ever come to Tower Bridge, one of the most exciting things to do is to stand on the bridge as a heavy vehicle goes past, and you can see or feel the two sides of the bascules moving. There are a couple of buses and a lorry coming, so we're just going to stand here for about another minute whilst the lorry comes past and see if we can get anything on the video. This is absolutely nothing to do with geology and everything about pure childish fun. There you go, look, did you see that? As the lorry came past, and another van coming past now. And then there's a bus coming too, so we'll hang on here another 30 seconds while the bus comes past as well. And you can just about make out the movement there of the two bascules as the vehicles are going over. Well, you can't see it on the video, but there is a bus coming. Bus in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There you go. Hopefully you caught that. Right, folks. There's another bus coming. We'll hang on one more. You see it just now. There we go, folks. Let's move on.